it's time to get into some MCP architecture. Nothing to be scared of. Step by step, we'll learn about everything. It consists from the three main parts, and the third part is can be excluded if needed. First of all, it's host with the MCP client. Just in short, I would explain the difference and why there are so many words in it. But let's call it for now the client, right? Or the application side. It can be, once again, cloud, some IDE, or some other companies and tools. And then we have MCP server. They're all, once again, connected via MCP protocol, and they both need to be support the MCP itself, the protocol itself. And then as the third part, we have some local storage, remote storage. So whatever data you're working with, whatever it is located, so we can grab and do something with it. So what is happening? We are giving some instruction on the client side for the LLM, and we tell, I need to know what the weather is, right? We are actually talking to the host. A host is responsible for the actually talking to the LLM and basically anything LLM related. Then host tells client, no worries, we'll go over in more detail just on the next slide, but just for now, general overview. Host tells the MCP client actually to check what servers are available and what actually it can pick for the task. And then client gives the response, and we're then connecting to the, for example, server B, right? Server B is responsible for weather or whatever. And then we are sending whatever we have the query to the server in some specific structured way. Server on its side makes the API calls underneath the hood, and then it actually goes and fetch some data, or it might not even fetch some data, but it can just perform some calculations and operations. That's why I mentioned that the storage is not necessarily included, sorry. So it can go fetch data and could calculate something on the server side. Then the results are being sent via MCP protocol back to the client side, and we get actually the response of it. One question you might have by now. Okay, so we still use the API underneath the hood, and this is correct, because we are not exactly like by magic throwing away all the API connections, right? And it just works, right? MCP server, basically this side, it encapsulates all the different logic that we are writing to connect to the different services inside of itself. So it's like a good, beautiful wrapper, right? We can change the code the way we want inside of the MCP server, but it would still be easily connected to whatever we want and whenever, and we can easily share it with whoever we want. It just, once again, a wrapper which gives a super easy way and flexible way to apply this server to whatever environment we want. But you will see later on, but the API goals actually in place. It just the logic a little bit is nested, and it just underneath the hood doing its job. So API is there, they're not gone. We are still using them.